Well, well, well. Good morning, West Ham fans. Now, could David Sullivan be about to sell some of his shares in West Ham? Yes, everybody, Russ and the West Ham Network. Hope you are all safe and well, my friends. If you're new around here, thanks for joining us. Now, an interesting story developed over the weekend. Well, it started, I think it was on Friday. It was a tweet that Sean Wheatston put out saying how how Rothschild are actually finding difficulty with finding a buyer for the David Gold or the Gold family shares. We know that Vanessa was willing to put up, which would have roughly assumed to about 10% of the total, or 10 or 50% of the total ownership of West Ham. We know the way the structure is. Mr. Sullivan's on a 38.8% sharing, I believe, with Danny Kudzinski 27%, the Gold family 25.1%. And then various others, their Trip and various other having a percentage less than obviously 10%. Now, apparently they were finding it hard to find an investor. Possibly the reason is it is a minority shareholding, and with someone like David Sullivan in charge, not in charge, but being the largest shareholder, and also Danny Kudzinski. I mean, the two of them have 38, say 39, round it up. 59, 60, 67, 66% chance, it's percentage of the club. So, 2/3 of the club, really. So anyone coming in would be a minority shareholder. So that might be one of the reasons why they're finding difficulty. But then another tweet from Sean. He's been busting them out today. Well, no, it was on when was it? Sunday? Yeah, Sunday, not today. Apparently, sources close to the merge and acquisitions industry have suggested that West Ham are looking for new investment from the Middle East or elsewhere. Could be anywhere. And I think with the difficulties of the Gold family trying to find a owner or a buyer for their for a minority shareholding in the club, they've got a number of scenarios in place. With one scenario, which is quite interesting, would be that David Sullivan would sell 13.8% of his 38.8% share. Danny Kudzinski would sell 2% of his, and the Gold family would sell 9.2% of their holding to create a new 25% stakeholder package for a new investor partner. So basically, that would mean Kudzinski, Sullivan, and another would have equal partnerships of 25%. In that scenario, the Gold family would retain a 15.9% share, Trip 8%, Terry Brown and Dan Harris remaining 1.1%. There's several other scenarios being played out, but apparently this quest for new investment is being led by Baroness Brady, the vice chairman at West Ham. Now, it's quite interesting, I think, looking at it in that respect, clearly there's a desire to get some more investment. We know we need investment in the team as well. And for that scenario to be played out, you would need a significant player. Now, obviously, we've been the subject of potential people coming for a long time now. It's been a talking point several times when we, popped up at the London Stadium. Senior shareholders in the club, we've now apparently searching for investment. It could be closer than ever to get another major investment person into the club. I mean, the assumption was with Sir Jim Ratcliffe winning the ownership contest of Man United with Sheikh Yazim of the Qatarian investment. Is it Qatar Investment Fund? I think they call that. Then it was almost seen as like a consolation prize of West Ham, and indeed there were. I think it was as soon as it was broken up that Sheikh Yazim would withdrawn his bid from United, that West Ham were going to be potentially on the cards. Also, Tottenham were looking for investment as well, but maybe potentially just putting sort of 2 and 2 together, having a having a percentage shareholding which was significantly lower than the major two in terms of Krasinski and Sullivan wouldn't have been an interesting proposal for a serious investor. Particularly, we know that with Sheikh Yazim's bid for Man United, it pretty much involved kicking everyone out. Whereas under Sir Jim Ratcliffe, there was still a percentage for the Glaziers to have some stake within Man United, and so that was probably why it was favoured. And so, with this now declaration that apparently Sullivan's willing to sell something, and Krasinski is willing to sell in order to create a third major investor at West Ham on an equal footing with each other, that could be one to watch now potentially, and it may suggest that that there might be something coming through from a, I don't know, Qatari investment fund. I mean, we know that in terms of Stratford, all the property is owned by Middle East companies, so it wouldn't be a surprise if that comes to fruition. Maybe again, this is one of several scenarios that could be played out, but it does seem that West Ham are actively looking for a serious investor now, not a minority stakeholder, but someone who will be willing to take over, in essence, 25% of the club. And that's what we're up to now. So anyway, thought it was interesting. As I said, if you're new around here, give it a like, give it a comment, give it a share, give it a good subscribe, hit that like button, and but a little cheeky comment. Be nice. International break. Went through all the international sort of fixtures for the West Ham players yesterday in Hammers headlines, and also the academy players in the academy show as well. So take care, stay safe, stay warm, stay humble, keep the faith, my friends, and come on, you bloody irons. See you later. Robbie Slater.